Hello, my name is Laura Schulz. I am a clinical nutritionist and I am the founder of Tricky Nutrition. So I specialize in hair pulling disorder, trichotillomania. So I'm going to give you some of my top tips today when it comes to nutrition and hair pulling. So number one, and I've noticed a lot of clients get really good results from this. If you are a coffee drinker or tea for that matter, any caffeinated drinks, I definitely recommend number one, not having them first thing in the morning. We need time, our body needs time to wake up before we hit it with the caffeine. And I also recommend having it with food. So that will slow the absorption of the caffeine. Also, just recognize how you feel after you've had the coffee. So if you notice your anxiety increases, heart palpitations, maybe the pulling urges get a little bit stronger after coffee, definitely recommend maybe looking at going to decaf. Not my idea of fun. I am definitely a coffee drinker, but it might be something that you might consider, or even go half, or you might consider a different coffee. So I know, for instance, we've had different coffee beans before that are definitely a lot stronger in caffeine, and have more trouble sleeping, that sort of thing. So just finding what works for you, and I definitely recommend having it with food, so just to slow the absorption of that caffeine. So second one that I would like to talk about today is food triggers. So looking at your different food triggers. So I definitely recommend putting a diary or a piece of paper together, writing down everything that you eat, and looking to see if the increased urges to pull your hair increases after a certain meal. So you might look, so I will talk about my urges, for instance, would increase after MSG, so monosodium glutamate. If you live in Australia or Europe, you might see that as a 621 number on a package. And then also there's some different preservatives as well that I find. So your 202, your 210, your 211. So some of them, like sodium benzoate, is one of those. It has been proven that it can increase. Well, it's been shown in some studies to increase ADHD symptoms. And I think that it could definitely, increase that hyperactivity and can increase those urges to pull. So look at the ingredients. I would also look at food colorings, and other different additives, to see if any of those are causing you issues and that you may be pulling more after some of those ingredients. Thirdly, I definitely recommend moving your body every day. So I've had clients that have directly noticed a difference on the days that they exercise to the days that they don't exercise. So, and the reason for that is cortisol levels definitely lower when we're exercising. It's also easier to make neurotransmitters such as dopamine when we are moving our body and increasing that heart rate. So definitely have a look at that. Maybe notice the days that you do go for a walk or a swim or whatever it might be, to notice a difference around that. Another one that I like to always say that I really notice a difference with is getting out in the sun. So I definitely notice a correlation with vitamin D levels and pulling urges. So I know over my time, at the recording of this is in May 2024, I've had over 100 clients that I've seen one-on-one in my clinic for trichotillomania. And I will say I've had one, just one, that has had adequate levels of vitamin D. So definitely look at that, especially if you are someone who you notice that the pulling urges get worse over winter time, then I would definitely look at vitamin D levels and looking at what they are. I do actually have another video on vitamin D deficiency, and trichotillomania. So definitely look that up on YouTube under Tricky Nutrition. And then my last tip for today, which is my favorite thing, is to get a blood test. Make sure you know the nutrient deficiencies. And that's the first step to really getting that trick recovery happening and looking at your iron levels, your folate levels, your B12 levels. All of these have a lot to do with how our brain is working. We can also see from a blood test, I can look at inflammation, we can look at infections, white blood cells, red blood cells, exactly what is going on, so that we can work out what imbalances are happening, and what is causing those urges to pull hair. So definitely look at that. I also have another video about which blood tests to ask for, to ask your doctor for. So, and what to do with those blood test results. So definitely go and check out those videos as well. But they are my top 5 tips when it comes to looking at hair pulling and what we can do with nutrition and lifestyle, and things that we can look at pretty much straight away. It's things you can go out and start doing as soon as you finish watching this video. So I definitely recommend doing those 5 things. And then, yeah, report back on here if you want to comment or like this video, and let me know how you're going. Or you can also find me at Trichy Nutrition, so TRICHY. On Facebook or Instagram. So please hit me up and let me know if you've learned anything from this video or if you have any more questions. Bye for now.